I watched a documentary by Bloomberg Originals on FTX and the crypto scam.
Yeah.
It's again, please watch if you get a try. I mean, it's kind of long because it's almost 2 hours, but they go into so much detail because they were talking about how this guy built this persona of what I'm an altruistic, what entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for society and everything. And behind the scenes, he was a mess.
A mess. Actually, lawsuit is actually currently going on in New York.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think his girlfriend, a former girlfriend, was talking about how happy she was when this came to light. That she didn't have to pretend, she didn't have to hide what was going on behind the scene, and then, this now I realize, because back then when everything looked great for FTX, I thought, like a Bitcoins people, everybody was suffering, but this company alone was rescuing those people, right? And I go, how genius of him, I thought. So I thought now, when the industry going down, you have to sort of question when the company is alone, only one company is standing out. Yeah, it was a good learning for me. Yeah, I better take a look at that, because using the Bloomberg original, so must be kind of business perspective. Is that right?
Yes. So they took all the, or they interviewed. There was a company that. So because actually the Alameda research part of the business started first. I didn't know that. I didn't know
me either. Yeah, I thought that was the second. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And then they built the exchange out of the hedge fund, which is just a no. But they interviewed, like, for example, some of the people who Sam had asked to invest in the project very early, who, in the beginning thought, oh gosh, I'm losing out on something. But then as because then it started to become this really big thing with him doing a lot of marketing. They had they were doing these Super Bowl ads, and then people started to see that something is a little bit fishy here. Like, why is this getting so big? And so obviously those were some of the people who were told, you made a mistake by not investing early, were actually some of the people saying, no, we didn't invest because we saw that this guy was shady. But I mean, it's tragic. Some people lost their entire life savings. I saw a post on Reddit that a guy and his wife had saved up something like 200,000 US dollars. And he, put it all on FTX, and it was just wiped out.
It's like, to me, it's like the ultimate con. And if you look at the people involved, they all look so confident, like everybody's projecting this confidence. And even the guy on Shark Tank, O'Leary, I forget his first
name. Yeah. Kevin O'Leary,
Kevin O'Leary. He's always so confident and cocksure of himself. And it made him look like a fool. And he went on to try to mitigate that. And he was still acting real confident. And I'm thinking, that's what makes these guys tick, because when you listen to him, that confidence kind of rubs off, like, oh, this guy really sounds like he knows what he's doing. He got duped. I think he got duped. I don't think he was like in on the scam. But that's my point. He's supposed to be this super rich, experienced guy who should know better. And he had egg on his face, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because sort of towards the end of the documentary, he tried to make it into a US versus China thing, which I really don't think was necessary. But he said something that I thought was really good. He was like, what the most powerful force in human like emotion or whatever is greed, right? Which is at the time when he was brought on board, it looked like, oh, you could make so much money and people can make so much money. And but greed.